A couple of weeks ago, I was verified on Giphy.com as one of their artists, which basically means I can create GIFs and they can be used on different social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and you can use them too. So, I want to show you the process, how long it takes, what you need to do to get approved, and also how to create GIFs. So let's go! So far, this is the amount of views that I've had on my GIFs, which is really exciting, totally unexpected, and this is some of the GIFs that I have created. I get so excited when I see people using my GIFs on Instagram, so if you do, definitely send it through. So I want to show you how to get verified on Giphy.com. So you're going to have to create an account and then upload at least 5 different GIFs that you've created before you even attempt to get verified. So when you're uploading your different GIFs, make sure under each one you can put different hashtags. Make sure you put a specific one for you that you want people to search up. So for mine, if I was to get people to use my GIFs on Instagram, I would say search up Jamie B Draws. Little plug if you want to use them as well. That way people can actually find your GIFs, because if you just hashtag different things like new post, it's going to get lost in the millions and millions of GIFs that are created for that specific thing. So if you can have them specific to you, that's awesome, and then people can search it up easily. So that's really important to know. If you did, however, forget to include those hashtags when you're creating the GIFs, just go onto Giphy.com, not through your phone, but on Giphy.com you can edit those hashtags and add that in. So that's before you even attempt to get verified. Once you feel like you're ready to attempt to get verified, there's a facts page on the Giphy.com website. You're going to go onto that facts page. There's a section called verification for artists and brands. So if you're a brand, you can also do this and just follow the brand application page. If you're an artist like me, you can follow that artist application page. Enter all your details and they will determine whether they want you to be one of their verified artists. So the turnaround time is about a week, and I actually didn't get an acceptance email. I had no idea that I was verified until I searched on Instagram under my hashtag and I could see my GIFs there. So it was very exciting, but not the way I expected it to happen. And so if you happen to be not accepted as one of their artists, they'll probably send you a few tips on just what you can improve on. But if you're accepted, amazing. And then you can use your different GIFs on Instagram, TikTok, anything you like under those certain hashtags. If you upload new GIFs, they're automatically accepted, so you don't need to wait for another week to get them approved. And when you upload new GIFs, for some people it can take an hour or two to get the new GIFs up there. For me, the turnaround time is about a day to get those GIFs to be used on Instagram and TikTok and everything like that. So there's also a lot of different tips in there to help artists get verified on Giphy. So read those before you apply, just to make sure you've covered all the basics, and then I'm sure you'll be able to get approved. So I also want to show you how to make GIFs. So I create my GIFs on Procreate, and I'm sure you've heard me mention Procreate on every single video I've posted so far. For the first time, I'm actually going to show you some of the things I use in Procreate. So I'll take you to my iPad. So this is Procreate on my iPad. This is how I create all my animations and all my illustrations. But today I want to show you how to create my basic sun GIF. So first off, we need to turn this canvas into an animation canvas. So we're going to go to the top left corner and click on that wrench, and then click on canvas and then animation assist. At the bottom, you can now see that this has become an animation canvas. If I hit play now, nothing's going to happen as it's only one layer, but once we start adding dimension and layers, then it will become an animation. So we're going to start off with the basic shape of the sun. So just hit that S in the top left corner again, and you can choose different shapes. So there's a rectangle or an ellipse. So I'm going to choose the ellipse for this, and just color drop in the yellow to make that sun shape. So I want to add a little bit more dimension to this instead of just that basic color. So instead of just drawing over the top and attempting to get in the lines, you can use this thing called a clipping mask. So you create a new layer on top, hit clipping mask, so then you can draw over that line. You can still see it staying within that circle shape. If I was to unclip that clipping mask, then you can see that it's actually gone out of the lines. So we'll click on that clipping mask again, and then you can add a different color to add more dimension as well. And then I'm going to use another tool called the Gaussian blur. So click on that and then drag it as big as you want. And you can see that's already added more dimension and making it look a little bit more realistic. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to merge the two layers together. So I just hit that merge down button, and then it's one layer. Now I want to make the rays of my sun. So I'm going to hold down on that yellow again, as that's the color that I want to make my rays. And that's a little bit too big, so I'm just going to drag it down, and I'm happy with that size. So I'm just going to go all the way around, and you can make that as messy or as neat as you like. And instead of redrawing that again, because all I'm doing is changing the rays and where they're positioned, I'm just going to duplicate that layer again and then keep dragging around on a slight rotation. So this can happen, you can either do 2 layers, you can do 10 layers, you can do 50. It's up to you how many you want to do. I'm going to do about 5 for this one, and just keep dragging that rotation around. So if I was to hit play now, it's going to go really, really fast, which I do not want. So if you hit the settings at the bottom, you can change the frames per second. I usually like to change it to about 4 to 5 frames per second. I'm going to hit play, and I'm pretty happy with how that's going. So again, if you wanted it to go faster, you can just hit those settings again and change it, but that's up to you. So a really important thing is that you need to remove the background. So if you click on the top right corner where those layers are, and just change the background to transparent. So you just untick that background box, which is how you're going to upload it onto Giphy.com. So make sure you remove the background, it's a really important step. So you can have a look again before you export it, and I'm pretty happy with how that's going. I like how many frames per second. So now we're going to export it. So if you go into that top left corner and you click that wrench again and go to share, and then there's a few options at the bottom. So we're going to click on animated GIF. And you can see you can still change those options here before you export. So the frames per second, make sure it's a transparent background, and then you can hit export. So I'm going to send mine to my iPhone, as that's how I upload to Giphy through the Giphy app. But now you just need to hit that plus button in the top right corner, and then you can upload your Giphy. So if you need to change the canvas size, you can crop it, zoom it in, but I like where it's sitting, so I'm just going to hit that arrow. And now you've got to add your hashtag. So I always add the Jamie B Draws hashtag and Jamie B. And then I'm going to add some hashtags that are specific to the GIF that I've drawn. So sun, summer, hot sun, anything you like. And once you're happy with that, you can upload to Giphy. And that will take about a day to come onto Instagram, but you can see in a moment it'll be on the website ready to go. So that is how I create my GIFs. Of course, there's other different software you can use, that's just how I do it. But if you, for whatever reason, don't want to create your GIFs and you want me to create them for you, please let me know in the comments different GIF ideas you have, and I would absolutely love to create them for you. I will be creating more Procreate videos in the future, but if you've got any specific questions about the Giphy process, Giphy.com, how to create the GIFs, or Procreate specific questions, please let me know in the comments, and I would absolutely love to film them for you. Otherwise, remember to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!